Hey everybody, this is Michael.
And this is Andrew. And as you probably already guessed, we're doing this video today because we have some more updated clips from the new Season 5 trailer.
Yep. Okay, so I want to do this video pretty quick because it's not one of our proper ones, it's just like an update. So we'll get straight to the point. We see this trailer, it's in the background we see music from the Fray. It's a brand new song they've done just for Lost. I'm assuming it's just for the trailer, but to support the new song. It takes about a minute for any new footage to actually come up in the video, but the first clip we see is Locke walking through the jungle, looking at his compass that we've seen in previous Season 5 trailers. And next we flash to an extended scene of Faraday having a gun pointed at him by the person that burst out the hatch. It's not actually that much of an extended scene, but we do see kind of a different angled look of Faraday's reaction, where he's more shocked and telling the guy not to shoot him, basically.
Well, one of the most shocking clips in the film is also Sayid strangling Jack. And we don't know what Sayid is doing at the moment. We don't know if he's strangling Jack because he thinks Jack's a traitor, maybe he's made a mistake, or because Sayid has defected from Ben. Maybe he doesn't want to go back to the island. And so we don't know what Sayid or Jack is doing at this moment, but it looks like Sayid has some sort of mask below his chin. Perhaps he's in a hospital, we don't know. We can also assume by the next clip with Jack and a beard that there is a clip that takes place after Jack and Ben have been to see the coffin. And Jack says, "Why did all this happen?" And Ben says, "Because you left, Jack." So we can assume that this happens in episode 1, as that is called, Because You Left.
Yep, okay then, the next clip is even more interesting. It's Miles in the jungle watching two people who seem to be looking at the ground, examining the ground for something. And the first thing that we thought was this maybe the first time we get to see Miles' kind of Ghostbuster power in action? Are we seeing it from his point of view? Is he seeing someone that's not there? And then all of a sudden he sees a trap that gets blown up and something blows up behind him. Originally I thought this was the black smoke monster, but looking at it on the detailed trailers it doesn't really look like it. It looks like it's more of an explosion. Yeah, so that's quite interesting. And then the next scene, we see 3 people standing over Daniel and Charlotte on the floor, and 2 of these people have guns, and one of them has a bow and arrow, weirdly enough. So we don't know if these are others or not. If they are, they're probably no-named others who we haven't seen before. But we actually thought there might be some of Resource Team. I know we're going to be probably learning their story, and this would be an interesting way to do it, although they don't really look dressed for the part, but you never know really. So
yeah, there are also some other clips in the trailer of various characters, including Dan looking worried and Locke holding a Virgin Mary statue, and then you've got Juliet holding a gun into the trees, obviously she can hear something, and you've got Desmond close to tears. We don't know what that is, but it seems to be in the outside world. There is also a clip of Hurley looking through what looks like the window of a chapel or some sort of church, and he looks over and you can see Sayid on the ground. We don't know if Sayid is sleeping or if he's being injured by the man he was fighting previously, but Hurley looks worried and we don't really know what they're doing there. Maybe there's a chapel in the mental home, maybe they've gone to tie the knot before going back to the island, who knows.
Yeah, but I think this next clip is definitely one of the most shocking. We see the beach camp and all the left behinds who are there, and such as Sawyer, Juliet, Rose, Bernard, Daniel and Charlotte. It's at night and they're all being bombarded by flaming arrows. We don't really know what that is, but everyone seems to be fleeing for their lives, not really knowing what's happening. We don't know if this is Resource Team attacking them. Maybe they've found other people on the island, or if it's just the island kicking back, get off my beach, you've been there too long. But then it flashes to the next clip, which we're assuming is before. It's supposed to be before in the timeline, before the flaming arrows one, because we see all the left behinds again on what we assume is the same beach, but it's minus Daniel, so we think that Daniel hasn't got back from his trip from the Kahana yet. But we see them all standing on a beach, and it looks to be as if they're all confused, as if it's meant to be their beach, but they're all confused as to why it looks differently, and the reason is because it's got loads of overgrown grass kind of everywhere, and weeds and things, and trees all over, as if their stuff's meant to be there, but it's not. I mean, it could just be totally innocent. It could be maybe they're hearing a big noise in the background, but we can't really tell because it wasn't a very good angle to really tell that, was it? So
there was also a clip of Locke, which is probably one of the most anticipated scenes, Locke with a torch looking at someone else out of a window. Now we don't know if he's outside Jacob's cabin looking in or inside looking out. It seems more realistic that he's inside looking out, because in the next scene you can see Richard approaching with a torch. So maybe the first thing Locke's thought of is to go to the cabin, and Richard's offered to take him there. We know that Locke's had problems finding Jacob in the past. There is also a clip of Locke falling off the cliff where the beach raft used to sit. And we don't know if this is how he becomes injured. We've seen him injured in previous clips, or whether this is just innocent, another hallucination. We know he's fallen off that cliff at least once before. Or Echo has, actually.
Yeah, I was going to say no he hasn't, but never mind. Next we see Hurley racing through the city in a car. He's kind of bouncing off things, actually. He's a bit all over the place with his driving. We don't know if he's being chased again by one of his hallucinations, if he's being chased at all, maybe by the police or a freighter. He could have an injured Saeed in tow, so maybe he can't drive as well. We don't really know. And then we go on to the penultimate clip of this trailer, whatever you want to call it, which is of Locke standing on one of the many hills of the island. He seems to be looking into the distance. It seems pretty innocent, but then Juliet walks up behind him, and he seems to know she's there, so that pretty much just means that in one of the early episodes, I imagine, we're going to be seeing them all reunited, whether it's just Juliet reuniting with Locke and the others, or if it's all of the Left Behinds reuniting, but should be an interesting confrontation. And then that gets us on to the final clip, which is of Jack, and we see him clean shaven and smartly dressed for a change, but yes, it is a flash forward, believe us or not. And he's walking through a house, and we assume he's talking to Ben, because we've seen them together in many clips, and he simply says, "Let's go get him," which looks pretty good. Fox delivered that line quite well, and it was an awesome end to a very awesome trailer. And it was in the background, the music was covered by The Fray, as I mentioned earlier, and after watching that trailer for like the 20th time today, that song only gets better and better, so, and it's kind of catchy. So okay, that's pretty much all we have time for. It was just meant to be a quick recap of all them. I would say now that's the last of the new footage we'll see, as we've seen about 3 updates, but that's pretty much everything, every new clip we've seen this week.
Hopefully.
So keep your comments coming in anyways about new videos. The new one, our recap video episode 2, is tomorrow night, and that'll be all about the Whispers, so the big mystery that surrounds them. Keep your comments coming in, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks all for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, bye.